Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Did you know that some of the steel pennies in your pocket change could be worth a fortune? Today, we're diving into the top high-value steel pennies and quarter-dollar coins that could be worth millions of dollars. Stick around to see if you have one of these rare coins hiding in your collection. First up, the 1943 Abraham Lincoln steel penny without a mint mark. This coin holds historical significance, and in good condition, it can be worth a lot more than you might think. Stay tuned to discover just how much this wartime relic could fetch in today's market. Let's start with the basics. In 1943, due to a copper shortage caused by World War II, the US Mint began striking pennies out of steel instead of the usual copper. This created the iconic 1943 Lincoln steel penny. The coin is lightweight, magnetic, and instantly recognizable by its steel gray color. The 1943 Lincoln penny features the familiar design with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and 2 ears of wheat on the reverse. But the key factor here is that these pennies were produced with steel, a temporary change that lasted for just 1 year. Now, let's talk about the mint marks. There are 3 possible mint marks on the 1943 steel pennies: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for Philadelphia. Coins without a mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, are often considered the most common of the 1943 steel pennies, but that doesn't mean they're without value, especially if they're in good condition. The 1943 without mint mark version is actually quite popular among collectors. While the mint mark variety does have an impact on value, even the Philadelphia version can be worth much more than its face value if it's in good condition. So, what exactly do we mean by good condition when we talk about coins in good condition? We're looking for pieces that show clear detail but may have some wear from circulation. In the case of the 1943 steel penny, a good condition coin will still feature a well-defined Lincoln portrait, readable inscriptions, and visible wheat stalks on the reverse, although they might show some signs of wear and light tarnish. A good condition 1943 steel penny typically has more surface wear compared to higher-grade coins, but still holds significant collector value, especially due to its historical importance and scarcity. Now, let's get to the fun part. What's this coin worth in today's market? The 1943 Lincoln steel penny, without a mint mark, in good condition, typically ranges in value from $800,000 depending on its overall appearance, rarity, and though this is a relatively low value for a coin that's more than 80 years old, the price can increase depending on the quality. If your coin has minimal wear and is in better than average condition for its age, it could fetch up to $1,000 or even higher. Coins that are well preserved or have a unique history behind them can sometimes break the bank. Some 1943 steel pennies without mint marks, even in good condition, can sell for $12,000–$50,000 or more at auction, depending on the collector interest at that time. So, if you're lucky enough to own one in especially good shape, you might find it's worth a lot more than the standard range. So, if you're looking to start or add to your collection, the 1943 steel penny without a mint mark is an excellent piece to have. It represents a pivotal moment in American history, and its price can climb if the right collector sets their sights on it. Whether you're finding one in circulation, hunting for it at a coin shop, or browsing an auction, it's a great coin to keep an eye on. Remember, a coin's value can vary based on its condition, market demand, and the quality of the piece itself, so be sure to assess the details carefully when evaluating your own. Well, that's it for today's deep dive into the 1943 Lincoln steel penny without a mint mark in good condition. It's an affordable yet collectible piece of US history that can still fetch a decent price. If you're a coin collector or just starting out, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for this iconic coin. First up, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar, featuring a large date and D mint mark, even in damaged condition. How much is this coin worth in today's auction market? Let's find out. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of President George Washington. It became a staple of American coinage and has been cherished by collectors ever since. The 1979 quarter was minted at several locations, including Denver, represented by the D mint mark. While these coins were struck in large numbers, their value can vary significantly based on factors like condition, rarity, and collector. So, what makes the 1979 Washington Quarter stand out first? This coin features a large date design, which is easily visible on the obverse. The D Mint mark, located just above the coin's date, signifies it was struck at the Denver Mint. While most quarters from this year were made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, they are often mistaken for silver coins due to their luster. However, true silver Washington quarters were last minted in 1964. What do we mean by damaged condition? A coin in damaged condition often shows significant wear, scratches, discoloration, or other imperfections that lower its aesthetic and collectible value. For a 1979 Washington quarter, damage could include heavy scratches, dents, or even a loss of detail on the obverse and reverse. Despite this, some collectors may still seek these coins, especially if they have unique characteristics or sentimental value. Now let's talk numbers. How much is a 1979 Washington quarter with D Mint mark in damaged condition worth in today's auction market? In damaged condition, the 1979 Washington quarter is typically valued at 25 cents, its face value. However, in auctions, collectors might pay slightly more, up to $1 to $2, depending on its uniqueness, damage type, or other factors like historical interest. While the value is modest, it's important to remember that a damaged coin's worth often lies in its ability to complete a collection or its appeal as a conversation starter. If your 1979 quarter has a mint error, such as a double die, an off-center strike, or a clipped planchet, its value could rise significantly even in damaged condition. Rare errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at all. Another factor is collector demand. If there's heightened interest in coins from the late 1970s, your quarter could see a boost in value. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1979 Washington quarter, there are plenty of options available. Online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions are excellent for finding potential buyers. If you prefer in-person transactions, consider visiting a local coin shop or attending a coin show to get your coin evaluated. And to wrap things up, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with a D Mint mark, even in damaged condition, may not make you rich, but it's a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. At auction, these coins typically sell for $1 to $2, but their true value lies in their story and appeal to collectors. Next up, the 1943 Abraham Lincoln steel penny with a large date and D Mint mark, even when found in dirty condition. Stay tuned to find out just how much this unique coin could be worth in today's market. Let's start with a little background. The 1943 Lincoln penny is special because it was made of steel instead of the usual copper. Why? Due to copper shortages during World War II, the US Mint switched to using steel for this particular year's pennies. As a result, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny became a symbol of wartime injury. The 1943 Lincoln penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, just like other wheat pennies. But it's the steel composition and large date that set it apart from other years. Now let's talk about the mint marks. The D Mint mark on this penny means it was struck at the Denver Mint. The large date variety, which is typically more prominent than the small date, is another important factor when determining the value of this coin. So, what if the coin is in dirty condition? In the world of coin collecting, dirty doesn't necessarily mean a coin is worthless. While dirt, corrosion, or grime can impact the coin's appeal, it doesn't automatically destroy its value. Coins in dirty condition can still hold significant value because of their rarity, like our 1943 steel penny with the large date and D Mint mark. Cleaning them, however, is usually not recommended, as it can further damage the coin's surface and decrease its market value. Now, let's get into the value of this coin. A 1943 Lincoln steel penny in dirty condition with D Mint mark can still fetch a respectable price in today's market, especially if the dirt or corrosion is relatively minimal. In general, you can expect a 1943 steel penny in dirty condition to be worth anywhere from $475,000, depending on how bad the dirt is and how much of the design is still visible. But the rarity of the coin and its mint mark can boost that price. For example, a coin in more substantial damage or with heavy corrosion may sell for a bit less, but if the coin is in better shape, like showing clear detail, even with some dirt, it could sell for $500,000. While a dirty coin might not fetch a premium price, some collectors will still pay top dollar for a 1943 steel penny with D mint mark, especially if it's an uncirculated or well-preserved piece. In fact, a 1943 Lincoln steel penny with D mint mark in mint state or near mint condition could be worth $670,000. So, whether you find a dirty 1943 Lincoln steel penny with a D mint mark in your collection or decide to purchase one, it's clear that these coins can still hold great value. Next up, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark and in good condition. We'll uncover its value in today's auction market, so stick around to find out how much it's worth. Let's begin with a quick breakdown of the 1967 Washington quarter. This coin was struck during a time when the US was still using silver in its quarters, which makes it a great piece for collectors. It features George Washington on the obverse and the classic eagle on the reverse, symbolizing strength and freedom. Now, if you're wondering about the mint mark, this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as it has no mint mark. That's typical for coins from the Philadelphia Mint during this era. It's an important detail for collectors looking to complete their Washington quarter series. In good condition, the coin will show significant wear and tear, but the design and key details will still be visible. The Liberty inscription on Washington's head and the eagle's wings will be identifiable, though softened by time and circulation. You may also see some signs of tarnish or discoloration. Good condition coins are far more affordable compared to higher grade coins like those in fine or extra fine condition, making them popular with budget-conscious collectors. Now let's talk about the value of a 1967 Washington quarter in good condition in the current auction market. Auction. A 1967 Washington quarter in good condition typically sells for around $70 to $90. This is a relatively affordable price compared to more sought-after quarters. But remember, its silver content adds some value as well. Since the coin is made from 40 silver as part of the coinage composition change starting in 1965. Its intrinsic value as silver is also something collectors consider, making it a good investment for those focused on. If you have an error coin, such as one with a double die or off-center strike, that can increase the value significantly. Similarly, higher grade examples, like those in fine or extra fine condition, will be worth more because they have preserved more of their original details. And if you happen to own a proof coin from the 1967 Washington Quarter series, those coins are usually worth even more due to their special minting process and high-quality finished. If you're looking to buy or sell the 1967 Washington Quarter, there are a few reliable platforms to check out. eBay is a popular marketplace where you can find both buyers and sellers. Be sure to look for auctions with clear photos and detailed descriptions. You can also find coins through Heritage Auctions, which hosts specialized coin auctions. If you prefer to interact face-to-face, try visiting a local coin shop or attending a coin show. Next up, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny, specifically the large date with an S mint mark in fine condition. How much is this penny worth in today's market? Let's find out. First, let's dive into the history behind this coin. The 1943 Lincoln steel penny is a one-year-only issue that was made due to wartime metal shortages. With copper being reserved for ammunition and other military needs, the US Mint switched to using steel with a zinc coating to produce pennies. However, not all 1943 pennies are created equal. There are several varieties, including the large date and small date versions. Today, we're focusing on the large date with an S mint mark now. What exactly is fine condition? In terms of coin grading, fine F is a grade where the coin shows noticeable wear but still retains most of its design details. For the 1943 Lincoln steel penny, this means that the features on the obverse, like Lincoln's portrait, are still clearly visible, but you may notice some smoothness on the high points, such as the hair and clothing. While the coin won't be in pristine shape, it still holds value due to its historical significance and rarity, especially if it's from the S-Mint. So, how much is this 1943 Lincoln steel penny worth today? The value of a large date with an S-Mint mark in fine condition can vary depending on market demand, but on average, you can expect this penny to fetch around $1,000 at auction. Now, several factors affect the value of a 1943 steel penny. While fine condition plays a role, other aspects like the S-Mint mark make it more desirable to collectors. The San Francisco Mint produced fewer of these steel pennies compared to the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making the S-Mint mark a sought-after feature for collectors. Other factors include the overall cleanliness of the coin, whether it's been properly stored to prevent rust, and the authenticity of the piece if you're looking to sell your 1943 Lincoln steel penny with an S-Mint mark. Here are a few tips. First, make sure the coin is authenticated, and NGC or PGS certification will add value and reassure buyers about the coin's authenticity. Next, you can list it on auction platforms like eBay, or you can approach coin dealers who specialize in Lincoln Wheat Pennies or war-era coins. But what makes the 1943 Lincoln steel penny so special aside from its historical significance during Whitty? Collectors are drawn to its unique appearance. It's the only year the US Mint produced pennies using steel, and that silver-like shine makes it stand out in any collection. The large date and S-Mint mark combination adds even more appeal, as it's less common than the other versions of the penny. As a result, it remains a top choice for coin collectors around the world. To wrap up, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny with the large date and S-Mint mark in fine condition is an affordable yet valuable piece of history. While it may not fetch the astronomical prices seen with other rare coins, its historical context and scarcity make it a fantastic addition to any collection. Next up, the 1974 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition. We'll be exploring its value in today's auction market. So if you're a collector or looking to buy, stick. Let's start with a quick overview of the 1974 Washington quarter. This quarter was part of the Washington quarter series, first minted in 1932 and still in production today. The 1974 design features George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, a symbol of strength and freedom. Now, since this coin has no mint mark, it means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. If it had been struck at the Denver or San Francisco mints, it would carry a D or S mint mark, respectively. In fine condition, the coin shows moderate wear, but the key details on the design are still visible. For the 1974 Washington quarter, you'll be able to clearly identify George Washington's profile, the Liberty inscription, and the eagle's wings on the reverse. The coin may have some visible scratches or wear, but it's still a great piece for collectors. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition in today's auction market. In general, a 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition will be valued between $250 and $300 at auction. While this isn't a high-value coin in comparison to rarer quarters, it's still a solid piece for collectors, especially those looking to add more pieces to their Washington quarter series. While the 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition is worth around $3 to $5, there are some factors that can increase its value. First, if you come across a 1974 Washington quarter with an error, like a double die or off-center strike, it could sell for much more. These types of errors are highly sought after by collectors. Another factor to consider is higher-grade coins. A very fine or extra-fine example of this coin would naturally fetch a higher price, as collectors look for well-preserved pieces with sharp details. Finally, if you have a proof coin, those are typically worth more because of the special minting process and their shiny, mirror-like finish. If you're interested in buying or selling the 1974 Washington quarter, there are several platforms where you can do so. eBay is a great place to find both buyers and sellers for coins like this. Just make sure to check the seller's feedback and look for clear photos of the coin. You can also find coins through heritage auctions or other auction houses that specialize in rare and collectible coins. And don't forget about your local coin shops, where you can often find great deals and interact face-to-face with experienced collectors. Next up, the 1942 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark. Even in damaged condition, this coin has a fascinating story and holds a surprising value in today's market. Let's explore its worth and what makes it so. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted during a time when the United States was deeply involved in World War II. Over 658 million pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint that year, which means these coins are relatively common. However, even damaged examples can be of interest to collectors due to their historical significance. These coins were made of 95 copper and 5 zinc, giving them the distinct reddish-brown tone many collectors love. But does that hold up when the coin is damaged? Let's find out. In damaged condition, a 1942 penny may show heavy wear, scratches, discoloration, or even corrosion. While these flaws significantly lower its value compared to pristine examples, it can still fetch a price in today's market, depending on collector demand. So, how much is a 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in damaged condition worth today? Typically, such coins are valued between $350,000, depending on the severity of the damage and overall demand. While the monetary value isn't high, the historical significance and nostalgic appeal make these pennies a popular choice for beginner collectors. Even damaged coins can be worth more if they have unique features, such as errors or rare variations. For instance, a 1942 penny with a double die error or an off-center strike can fetch significantly higher prices, even in. If you're looking to sell a damaged 1942 wheat penny, consider platforms like eBay, local coin shops, or even Facebook collector groups. Clear photos showing the coin's condition are essential to attract potential buyers. While a damaged 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark won't make you rich, it's a small yet significant piece of American history. Whether you're a collector or just curious, these coins remind us of a pivotal era in our nation's. Next up, the 1981 Washington quarter with the large date and P mint mark. We're going to explore its value in today's auction market, so stay tuned to find out how much it's worth. Let's start with a quick overview of the 1981 Washington quarter. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the coin features George Washington on the obverse, and on the reverse, we see the eagle with its wings spread wide, clutching an olive branch. And this particular quarter features the large date design, which was a noticeable change in size from the previous years. The P mint mark shows it was struck in Philadelphia, which is a key piece of information for collectors. In extra fine condition, this coin will have sharp details with only light wear. The high points of the design, like Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, will be clear and easily visible. There may be minor signs of wear, but overall, the coin will look clean and well preserved. Extra fine is a highly sought-after grade because it strikes the perfect balance between being affordable for collectors and retaining much of its original beauty. So, how much is a 1981 Washington quarter in extra fine condition worth in today's market, in today's auction market? A 1981 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in extra fine condition typically sells for around $30 to $35. While it's not as rare as some older Washington quarters, it's still a great value for collectors who appreciate well-maintained modern coins. Error coins are always a big draw in the coin collecting world. If your 1981 quarter has any sort of minting defect, such as a double die or off-center strike, its value could skyrocket. Additionally, a proof coin or one in uncirculated condition could be worth significantly more, as these coins were produced with a higher quality finish and often have a shiny, mirror-like surface. You can check out popular online auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions. These platforms allow you to reach a wide audience of buyers and sellers. You might also visit local coin shops or attend a coin show where you can find other collectors or dealers who may be interested in your coin. So, in conclusion, the 1981 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in extra fine condition holds a value of around $46 to $60 in today's auction market. While not an ultra-rare coin, it's still a great piece for any collection. Next up, the 1929 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny, without mint mark, in full damage condition. You might be wondering, how much is this coin worth today? Stick around, because the answer might surprise you. The 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced during the Roaring 1920s, a time of economic boom before the Great Depression. Over 300 million of these pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, so they're relatively common. But don't let that fool you. Even damaged coins like this one can still hold value. Made of 95 copper. These pennies are instantly recognizable thanks to the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse and, of course, the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. But how does the coin's condition affect its value today? Let's dive in. When we say full damage condition, we're talking about a penny that has seen better days. This could include deep scratches, heavily worn details, discoloration, dents, and even corrosion. Essentially, the coin has experienced significant wear and tear, making it far from pristine. While it may not win any beauty contests, even a damaged coin has value, especially if it's a piece of history, like the 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny. So, how much is a 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in full damage condition worth today in the current market? These coins typically range between $700,000 to $35,000, depending on the severity of the damage and overall collector interest. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much, but remember, rarity and historical significance are key factors in a coin's value, even when it's in poor shape. While damage usually lowers the value of a coin, unique features can increase it. For example, if your 1929 penny has a rare error or mistrike, it could be worth significantly more, even in damaged condition. If you have a damaged 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny and want to sell it, there are plenty of places to find interested buyers. Platforms like eBay, local coin shops, or online coin forums can be great places to start. Just make sure to include clear photos that show the damage. Honesty is key when selling coins. Even damaged coins can have collectors who are interested, especially if they're hard to find or have a unique history. While a damaged 1929 Lincoln Wheat Penny won't make you rich, it's still a fascinating piece of history. It's a reminder of a pivotal time in American history, and for some collectors, that's priceless. So don't overlook that penny jar. You might have a hidden treasure. Next up, the 1990 Washington Quarter, featuring a large date and the D mint mark. Let's take a closer look at its value in today's auction market, especially in good condition. Stick around for all the details. The Washington Quarter has been a staple in U.S. coinage since 1932, honoring President George Washington. By 1990, the design remained largely unchanged from previous years. This coin, with its large date and D mint mark, was struck at the Denver Mint. In 1990, the large date design was used, which makes it easily identifiable. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was produced in Denver rather than Philadelphia or San Francisco. So, what exactly is meant by good condition? A coin in good condition will have substantial wear but still retain its overall shape and design. You'll notice that the features, like Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse, are still visible, although they may be worn down. Good condition coins have visible wear on both sides, but most of the main details are still discernible. They may have light scratches, minor scuffing, and some discoloration, but they remain collectible. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1990 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark in good condition in today's auction market. While the 1990 Washington Quarter is not considered rare, its value in good condition generally ranges between $8 to $12 in the auction market. The price can fluctuate depending on factors like demand and the specific condition of the error. Coins are highly collectible. If your coin has a rare minting flaw, like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth much more. Even in good condition also, the collector market plays a huge role. Certain years or mints see surges in popularity, which can increase the value of your coin. It's always good to keep an eye on trends. Interested in buying or selling your 1990 Washington Quarter, there are several great options available. You can find buyers or sellers through online auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions. You might also want to visit local coin shops or attend coin shows where you can buy, sell, or get your coin appraised. In conclusion, the 1990 Washington quarter in good condition is generally worth between $16 and $20 in today's auction market. While it might not be one of the rarest coins, it's still a great collectible for anyone interested in U.S. numismatics. Next up, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, but not just any penny. We're talking about the large date variety with an S mint mark in extra fine condition. What's the value of this coin in today's market? Let's find out. Produced by the U.S. Mint in 1951, the Lincoln Wheat Penny is part of the long-running series that began in 1909. The coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front and wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing the country's agriculture and its hard-working people. While 1951 was a relatively high mintage year for the Lincoln penny, with over 330 million pennies minted across all types, the large date variety with the S mint mark is particularly sought after by collectors. In 1951, the U.S. Mint produced two variations of the year, a large date and a small date. The large date variety has a noticeable difference in the size of the 5 and 1 in the date, and it's this larger size that gives it its name. And of course, this particular penny has the S mint mark, meaning it was produced at the San Francisco Mint. The S-minted coins are always a little more desirable, especially in higher quality condition, because they were minted in smaller quantities compared to the P and D mints. In extra fine condition, the coin has a lot of visible detail. The wheat stalks on the reverse are still very well defined, and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse is sharp with only minor wear on the highest points of the coin. Overall, an extra fine coin will have minimal signs of handling with crisp features and well-preserved surfaces. Now, let's talk about the value of this coin in today's market. A 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny with an S mint mark in extra fine condition can range anywhere from $890,000 depending on the current demand and the specific grade of the coin. Even though the 1951 S large date penny isn't as rare as some of the older wheat pennies, its extra fine condition can make it a valuable addition to any collection. Coins in this condition tend to appeal to collectors who are after well-preserved examples of mid-century American coins. While the general condition is important, rarity and demand also play a major role. A mint error like a double die or off-center strike could significantly increase the coin's value. On the flip side, if the coin has been cleaned or scratched, its value. Interested in buying or selling a 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny in extra fine condition? You have plenty of options. Platforms like eBay, coin shows, and local coin dealers are great places to find buyers or sellers. Just make sure to get your coin properly graded if you're looking for the best price. Remember, condition and authenticity are key when selling your coins, so always be transparent about its grade and any signs of wear or cleaning to wrap things up. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the S mint mark in extra fine condition may not break the bank, but it is still a desirable coin among collectors. It's a piece of history from the 1950s, and even a relatively common penny like this one can hold significant value in the right condition. Next up, the 1989 Washington Quarter featuring a large date and the P mint mark in fine condition. What's its value in today's auction market? The Washington Quarter has been part of U.S. coinage since 1932, celebrating the legacy of President George Washington. By 1989, the design remained largely unchanged, but there were still variations depending on the mint. In 1989, the large date variety was minted with both AP mint mark, signifying it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While this coin is not particularly rare, its value can fluctuate depending on the condition and collector interest. The large date variety is easy to spot, with the 1989 numerals standing out more prominently compared to other years. The P mint mark, located just beneath the date, is another important feature that helps distinguish this quarter from others. So, what exactly does fine condition mean? Coins in fine condition show noticeable wear, but the main features, such as George Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse, are still visible. Fine condition quarters may have light scratches, minor dings, and some discoloration. but they aren't completely worn down. While fine condition coins are not as pristine as those in mint or uncirculated condition, they are still valued more than coins in heavily worn or damaged. Now, let's talk value. How much is a 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark in fine condition worth in today's auction market? On average, a 1989 Washington quarter in fine condition is worth between $3 to $5 in auction markets. Although this may not seem like a huge payout, it's important to remember that some coins, even in lower condition, can still hold value because of factors like rarity, demand, and market trends. So, what could increase the value of this coin here are a few factors to consider. First, error coins are always in high demand. If your quarter has a minting flaw like a double die or off-center strike, it could significantly increase the value, even in fine. Another factor is collector demand. Some years all mints see a surge in popularity, so keeping an eye on trends in the numismatic world can help you gauge when your coin might be worth more. If you're looking to buy or sell your 1989 Washington quarter, there are several places you can go. Online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions are great places to find buyers or sellers. You can also visit local coin shops or attend a coin show to have your coin appraised and sold in person. Next up, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, specifically the large date version with the S mint mark in dirty condition and a red color shade. Is it worth anything today? Let's find out. Produced in 1951, the Lincoln Wheat Penny is part of a series that began back in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. This coin features Lincoln's image on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, representing the agricultural history of the United States. The 1951 penny had a large mintage, but today we're focusing on the large date version with an S mint mark. The mint mark indicates the coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint, which typically results in fewer mintage compared to other mints. But does this affect its value, especially when it's in dirty condition with a red color shade? Let's take a closer look. First, let's break down the key features of this coin. The large date variant of the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny is characterized by a larger size of the digits in the date. Especially the 5 and 1 collectors look for this variation, because it's slightly more rare compared to the small date version. Next, the S mint mark indicates this penny was minted at the San Francisco Mint. Though San Francisco wasn't the largest mint in terms of production, that year, S-minted coins are still highly sought after, especially in higher grades. Finally, let's talk about the red color shade and the dirty condition over time. Many wheat pennies develop a reddish hue due to oxidation, especially if they've been exposed to air for a long period. Coins in dirty condition typically have visible grime, tarnish, or environmental damage, which affects their overall grade. Now, let's dive into the dirty condition of this particular penny. Coins in this state are often harder to sell for top value because the dirt and grime can obscure important details. For a coin to be considered highly valuable, it generally needs to be in clean, well-preserved condition. However, even though this coin has dirt and tarnish, it can still hold some value depending on demand and collector interest. While it may not fetch the same price as a mint-condition penny, it's still a part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Penny series, and some collectors are willing to overlook a bit of wear if the price is right. So, what's the value of this 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, large date with S mint mark, in dirty condition and with a red color shade? In today's market, this coin can range in value from $946,000, depending on its exact condition and current market. Now, keep in mind that coins in dirty condition tend to have lower value than their well-maintained counterparts, but the S mint mark still adds some appeal. If you're thinking about buying or selling one, expect to pay or receive a price closer to the lower end of that range, unless the coin is cleaned or restored to a better condition. First off, coin cleaning should be avoided, as cleaning can decrease the value significantly. However, if the coin has a rare mint error like a double die or misstrike, it could dramatically increase its worth, even if it's in a dirty condition. On the flip side, coins that have significant scratches or bent edges will likely see a decrease in value, as these imperfections are seen as damaging the coin's overall integrity. Looking to buy or sell a 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny with the S mint mark. There are plenty of places you can check out, including eBay, coin shops, and online auction platforms. Before you buy or sell, make sure the coin is properly graded and authenticated. This ensures you're paying the right price or getting a fair offer when selling your coin. To wrap it up, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny with the S mint mark and in dirty condition may not be the highest value penny out there, but it's still an important part of coin history. Even with its imperfections, it can hold some collector interest, and it's a great addition to any collect. Next up, the 1987 Washington quarter with the large date and D mint mark. Let's explore what makes this coin so special and what it's worth in today's auction market. The Washington quarter has been part of US coinage since 1932, and it's still going strong today. By 1987, this coin had settled into its familiar design, featuring George Washington on the obverse and a bald eagle on. The 1987 quarter has the large date design, which is easy to identify because the numbers are noticeably larger than those on earlier coins. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and this mint mark is a key feature collectors look. In extra fine condition, the coin will show minimal signs of wear. On the obverse and reverse, the major design elements, like Washington's face and the eagle's details, will remain sharp and well-defined. There might be slight wear on the highest points, but the coin will still appear in great shape. Coins in this condition are highly sought after because they strike a balance between being well-preserved and still affordable for many collectors. So, what's the value of the 1987 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in extra fine condition? Let's take a look at its current worth in the auction market. In today's auction market, a 1987 Washington quarter in extra fine condition typically sells for around $30 to $40. While this coin is still quite affordable, it can fetch a higher price depending on demand, collector interest, and the coin's overall appeal. Error coins are always a collector's dream. If your 1987 quarter has a minting flaw, like a double die or an off-center strike, its value could soar well beyond the typical rate. Additionally, if you find a proof coin or one in uncirculated condition, it could be worth a lot more than the standard extra fine piece. Coins in higher grades like MS65 or higher often demand premium prices. Popular online platforms like eBay or heritage auctions are excellent places to buy or sell your coin. You can also visit local coin shops or attend a coin show where you can find potential buyers or appraisers to evaluate your coin. In conclusion, the 1987 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in extra fine condition holds steady at a value of around $55 to $60 in today's auction market. While it may not be one of the rarest coins, it remains a great addition to any collection. Next up, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny without mint mark in very fine condition. Let's uncover how much this piece of history is worth in today's market. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny is part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat penny series, which was introduced in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. By 1937, the penny was already well established as a popular coin. With the Great Depression having a massive impact on the economy, these coins were widely circulated, but certain versions, especially in good condition, are now highly collectible. First, the 1937 penny without a mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This particular penny had a mintage of over 500 million coins, which is quite high, making it a bit more common than some other years. However, the condition of the coin is what really matters in determining its value. In very fine condition, the details on the coin are still sharp and well-defined, with Lincoln's portrait remaining clear and the wheat stalks on the reverse still recognizable, but with some light wear showing through. It's not in mint condition, but it's still in great shape compared to coins that have been through heavy circulation. So, what does it mean when we say a coin is in very fine condition? Well, coin grading is all about the wear and tear on the coin over time. The very fine grade, often abbreviated as VF, is a middle ground between fine and extreme. In very fine condition, you'll still see all the essential details clearly. There might be some light wear or minor scratches, but the coin will have maintained most of its original details. For the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny, that means Lincoln's features are still well defined, and the wheat ears on the reverse have just a slight loss of detail. Now, the big question: what's the value of a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark in very fine condition today? While this particular penny was produced in high numbers, its value depends on factors like demand, condition, and collector interest. In the current market, a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny in very fine condition typically sells for around $180,000. It's not one of the rarest pennies, but it's still a nice find for collectors, especially if it's in good shape. Coins that have been well preserved or have a unique characteristic, such as a mint error, could potentially fetch even more. First off, mint errors could significantly increase the value. For example, if the penny has a double die or misstrike, collectors would pay a premium for it. Additionally, if the coin were in uncirculated or extremely fine condition, it could see a jump in value. Also, if there's high collector demand or interest in 1937 pennies, the price could increase. Sometimes, coins with historical significance, like a coin struck during the Great Depression, attract more interest. As time goes on, if you're looking to buy or sell a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny in very fine condition, there are online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions are great places to start for finding 1937 pennies. If you're selling, a local coin shop or coin show could be a good option too. Just make sure you get the coin properly graded so you know exactly what it's worth. To sum it up, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without mint mark, in very fine condition, is still a valuable coin for collectors, even though it's not one of the rarest in the series. At a value of around $236,000 or more, it's an affordable and worthwhile addition to any penny collection. Thanks for watching. I hope this video gave you some insight into the value of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin videos. Have a 1937 penny or any other cool coins in your collection? Drop a comment below and let's chat about it. Next up today, we're looking at a 1965 Washington quarter, but with a twist. This one is in dirty condition and doesn't have a mint mark. Let's dive into its value in today's auction market. Stay tuned. First, let's take a quick look at the 1965 Washington quarter. This coin was struck during an interesting year in US coinage history. Following the silver crisis, the 1965 Washington quarter was the first to be minted without silver. It's composed of a clad copper-nickel alloy. The obverse features George Washington, and the reverse displays the eagle holding arrows, which symbolizes strength and freedom. The absence of a mint mark means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark was used during that. Now let's talk about what dirty condition means. When a coin is described as dirty, it typically means it has visible grime, discoloration, or residues on its surface that have accumulated over time, often due to exposure to the elements or Although these marks and stains make the coin less attractive to collectors, it doesn't mean the coin is worthless. It's just that the value will be lower than if the coin were in a higher, cleaner condition like fine or extra fine. So, what's the value of a 1965 Washington quarter in dirty condition today? While this isn't one of the more valuable quarters in the series, it still holds some worth. In dirty condition, this coin is generally valued between $200 and $400 at auction. Though it's not a high-ticket item, it's still worth something for collectors who are looking for affordable additions to their collection, especially if they're focused on Washington quarters. There are a few factors that can influence the value of a dirty coin like this, even if it doesn't appear to be in great shape. First, while dirty coins generally have lower value, coins with rare errors or striking defects can still be worth more, even if they are dirty. For example, a double die or misstrike could make a seemingly low-value coin much more collectible. Additionally, the overall demand for this coin in the market plays a role. If a collector is looking for this exact year or a specific era, they might be willing to pay a little more for a coin in dirty condition if it fills a gap in their collection. One of the best places to buy or sell coins like this is eBay, where you can find auctions or fixed price listings. Just make sure to check the seller's reputation and photos of the actual coin before purchasing. Also, don't forget about heritage auctions, great collections, and other specialized auction houses where you can find both common and rare coins. And if you have a local coin shop, they can be a great place to either buy or sell coins like this. In conclusion, while the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark in dirty condition doesn't hold a high value generally between $500 and $600, it's still a collectible coin that holds historical significance as part of the Washington Quarter series. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Do you have a 1965 Washington Quarter in your collection? Let me know in the comments.